funny enough, GQ came along and, sometime in, I think, Q1 of 2020, they found us and they were just looking at our Instagram where we had a very low following, maybe 1,000 followers. And they said, hey, you guys look like a really interesting startup brand for men. We've got a high viewership that seems interested in your audience. And so they actually approached us.
Okay.
And so they offered us a 3-month slot in their magazine for, I think it was March, April, May. And they voted us the #1 product for the modern man.
Hi there, welcome to the show. Today I'm going to interview Evan and Ro. They are the founders of Brutal Buddha, which is a brand that serves the active sport enthusiast. Their flag product is a 3-in-1 short for males. It has a unique package protector, and what that is you will find out soon. So today we will be talking about their journey into the e-commerce world. As many new business owners, they were also facing many challenges and problems along their way, and my mission is to extract the valuable lessons and learnings that they got. And I hope that you can take those gold nuggets and implement into your own success journey. So today, for example, we are not only talking about how they got featured in the GQ magazine, but we also talk about how they grew one of the largest online audiences around yoga. That together with many other e-commerce marketing tactics. So stay tuned. If you enjoy this content, then please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as we are releasing more and more episodes with successful e-commerce entrepreneurs, which are going to share their marketing lessons. So one more thing, if you're running an e-commerce store and you want to have a second pair of eyes to check if there are scaling opportunities or if you're leaving money on the table, then reach out to me and schedule a call, as we are offering only this month a free Google Ads audit, which is usually valued at $1,000. But now, without any further ado, let's meet you in the inside. Hello, everyone. This is Marco speaking from Wonder Ads. Today, for the second episode, we got Evan and Ro on the show. They both co-founded the brand Brutal Buddha Gear, which is an apparel brand for sport enthusiastic male. And I'm really happy to have you guys on the podcast today. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, great to be here, Marco. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So let's dive right into. I would love to get to know a bit more about you guys. So if you could go ahead and briefly introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start. It's Ro here. So great to meet everyone. Great to be on the podcast. And great to see you again, Marco, because we've worked together in the past and you've done some great work with us. So a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina. Worked in the financial technology industry for almost 10 years, had a startup itch. So started my first company at university, digital media company, pitched on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, tried to raise capital, but that was in the financial crisis in 2008. So pivoted into more of a corporate world and met Evan in 2017 through a mutual friend. And we started Brutal Buddha, a direct consumer men's athleisure company. And the idea was 2018, launched our first product in 2019. We'll go into the details of that. But outside of the brand, I love health and wellness, working out at the gym, practicing yoga, board sports. I love wake surfing, and just happy to be here. So Evan?
Absolutely. Great introduction to the brand and yourself. So my name is Evan. I'm from the Sunshine State, Florida, in the US. So I'm American as well. And I've known Ro for a bit over 5 years now. It's crazy how time flies. And a little bit about myself. I started my career off as well in corporate world, was in a technology consulting company, then private equity, venture capital world, doing sales and team leadership. And dabbled in startup as well. I was in travel technology a few years back in 2016. And Ro and I both really wanted to get into product entrepreneurship. So it's been a great journey. We've learned a lot along the way, and we're excited to dive in.
Super. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's great. I know you also for a couple of years. We just figured it out. It was somewhere in 2020 when we first got to know each other. And since then, a lot of things have changed with your brand. And yeah, so now I would love to ask you, can you tell us a little bit more? You guys got together, you met, and you started Brutal Buddha Gear. What is it all about? Yeah, what is the background of this brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So Brutal Buddha is really a combination of Evan and I's personality, really at the most core level. It's the yin and yang, right? It's the Evan's nickname in high school was Brutal Force. He's a basketball player. He has brings a lot of passion and intensity to the basketball court, and we really brought that to the brand in terms of, you know, your general view on life, right? Really working hard at things, being passionate, going after it. And then jokingly, when we first met, you know, I would say, although equally passionate and intense in my own way when it comes to sports. I played rugby, soccer, a couple of other physical sports. But I'm generally quite a little bit more reserved, more relaxed, you know, mindful. My fiance tells me all the time, she never really sees me upset, and I'm generally quite easygoing. So we took the Brutal Force and the Buddha Force, which was me, and so it's the yin and the yang, and that's how Brutal Buddha started. Was this philosophy for, you know, active men is, you know, you want to push yourself hard, but you need to make sure that you give yourself, you know, peace and relaxation of the mind in order to perform at your highest level, whether it's in the yoga studio, in the gym, or, you know, hiking up a difficult mountain. So that's really how it started. We launched a Kickstarter for our very first product, which was solving a problem that Evan and I faced as two active male yoga practitioners, which is, you know, how do you protect yourself when you're twisting and turning, and maybe you're getting discomfort with your male parts, if you will, or the family jewels, we like to call them. So that was the first problem we wanted to solve. And the second problem was not exposing yourself in a yoga class. And we very quickly realized that this could be applied to the larger community of gym goers, hikers. And so we built some really comfortable shorts for men that are 3-in-1. They have an outer short, an inner liner, and a patented package protector. We launched on Kickstarter for about $40,000 US, and we've just been scaling up the brand from that first product ever since.
Yeah, that's amazing. First of all, it's true. It's all about the balance. I was not aware that it actually comes originally from your personality. That's a very interesting fact, how you let your own personality flow into that brand as well. And I have to say, I got mine here, by the way. This is
there we go. The original.
My Brutal Buddha one. I'm not so strongly into yoga. I do yoga from time to time. I have done it in the past, but I'm very active with other sports, especially calisthenics and workout. And it has been a good companion to my sports activities. So I love the product here.
And the black looks good on you.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Great. So you just said you started out with a Kickstarter campaign, and you talked about this product. It has the package protection. Is that also the USP that you guys put to the market, or like what makes, like, what are the key factors that you trying to differentiate? Because I know and I understand that this market is quite tough in general. There's a lot of competition there. What do you try to make yourself to stick out there, to be unique?
Absolutely. Well, as you've experienced, it's definitely one of our USPs. I would consider it to be our key USP, right? So the package protector is the innovative piece of the shorts itself that helps to hold the male junk in place. So typically for guys who are practicing yoga going for runs, hiking, going to the gym, you tend to experience pinching and chafing and discomfort in the groin region, right? Where the male junk sits. So, I mean, funny enough, I use mine even for work. You can see I'm wearing my Namaste Berets.
Very comfortable.
Very stretchy. So, just wanted to show those off. I'm a little biased as one of the co-founders, but
fair enough.
I do wear them every single day for all activities, including lounging. So yeah, it's our number one USP. It's how we market the brand as, protection and comfort. But I'd say some other USPs is the 4-way stretch. We use an innovative recycled fabric blend that really is proprietary. No other company is using this kind of blend, so we can't share exactly what the blend is, but it is very unique. So we use recycled polyester, recycled nylon, which is really near and dear to our customers because they care about sustainability and environmental change, right? For positive change. Yep. So that's one element. The other one is the fact that it's all comprehensive. So it's a minimalist brand. As you know, when you go to the gym or you practice calisthenics, you don't need to fuss with underwear or a girdle or a jock strap or anything like that. Compression shorts separate from a pair of gym shorts. You just slip them on and it's a 3-in-1 shorts. It has it all in there for you and everything stays in place through your workout. So I'll pause there. That's a little bit about our USPs.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's definitely very convenient to wear. And now from the product, because it's very important that the audience understands your positioning first. And now I want to talk about the media, the marketing. How did you bring that to the market? I know when you guys started out, that's around when we met, there was a lot of things going on with your brand. You have been trying many, many different things. There has been some initial successes. Some things were going smoothly, but other things, they were just not working out so well. And I think in this format of the podcast, those things are always really great, gold nuggets, maybe to share with other e-commerce owners and marketers to learn. So how did you get started? Or when you started out, what were the media channels that you try to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, so I think first of all, Evan and I were new to physical product business. So we wanted to figure out a way to validate our idea actually before we even had a product. We didn't want to go through dumping a lot of money into these marketing channels without at least knowing that somebody was willing to pay for our product. So actually the very first thing we did is we built a pretty makeshift Shopify site, threw it up for $100. This was back in early 2019, before we even actually had the product available and had done the Kickstarter. And we basically took some rudimentary photos of a makeshift pair of shorts we had kind of cobbled together through speaking to some factories, which was nowhere near the final product, but just something to get up there. And we started actively selling it to our friends. And then we went into Facebook groups, men's yoga groups, and we would socialize the product to them. And we got about 40 sales. Wow. And so we validated that there was actually an opportunity, right? And half of these sales were coming from strangers. They weren't just friends. So we knew that there was something there. Okay. And so that's when we decided to let's take this a little bit more serious. This is a potential business. So we enrolled in a accelerator program for e-commerce founders to go from idea to physical product launch called EC Accelerate. And they really helped us put a plan together leading up to our Kickstarter. So we launched on Kickstarter in October of 2019. And we essentially were building up a lot of hype to the Kickstarter campaign. We were getting people to commit to backing us before we even went live. We were collecting email addresses, which I would highly recommend to founders out there because your email list will become hugely valuable later on for customer lifetime value. And then, obviously around when we met you, Marco, we had a little bit more sophisticated Shopify site. We had just gotten the product put together. And then obviously, COVID hit in early 2020. So that delayed getting our product out to backers. But, we tried we tried Google Ads with you for a bit. we also looked at Facebook and Instagram
Mhm.
ads. And actually Facebook is where we really started to get traction, and that's how we were able to grow 5x from 2020 to 2021 as a business. And so I'd say email marketing, Facebook were really good channels for us. And then also we had a couple KOLs, key opinion leaders,
Mhm.
influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube that would wear our product, give us a shout out, and
Yeah.
validate it. So those were, I would say, the initial areas where we found success from a media paid marketing point of view.
Right. Yeah, thanks for sharing for that part. I remember it back then. It was quite difficult in some ways to get things going. When you used to do paid advertising yourself, you said you did some Facebook ads first, and then you changed and you hired another provider. In the meanwhile, did you do anything else, or what did they do differently that things were going? Can you also walk me a little bit about the exact funnel? Is it like that is it you drive traffic directly to those product pages, or was it in conjunction with your email marketing? Because you said both channels work relatively strongly. Is it together, or how do you use them? How do you utilize both of them?
Yeah, it's a great question, Marco. So it was in conjunction, that's for sure. And it varied at different stages of our digital marketing journey. So in the beginning, we were focusing a bit more on the email marketing. So we were collecting emails through the landing page. And the reason we moved to working
Mhm.
with a professional digital marketing agency was because Ro and I have been juggling so many different parts of the business. And, as you're well aware, it doesn't just take, 6 to 12 months to become a digital marketing pro, right? And at the level of the business we were trying to achieve and where we were, back in 2021, last year, we really needed professionals to come in and partner with us and essentially become part of our team, right? To
Right.
manage that on a full-time basis while we manage other elements and aspects of the business, production, customer satisfaction, and different elements of the business. So it started off probably 80-20, where we were pushing for the first 2 or 3 months to gather new emails and get them into the funnel from a top of funnel perspective, cold emails. And then over time, we started to, merge closer to 50-50, to where we were still running that strategy, but we also wanted to see direct sales, right? And you can get faster sales doing D2P, direct to purchase. So we ran a couple different pixels and we gathered the data. And in working with them and having, weekly sessions, Ro and I also both learned so much at an
Nice.
elevated pace. Yeah,
Okay.
accelerated pace.
So you were really refining your targeting over the time, and you got better data, and the pixel got better, and things were going from there. That's good to know, and that's definitely valuable for the audience here as well. A few other tactics that I would like to touch base upon is like you were really successful also going to news outlets, doing some PR work to get some publications around your brand, as in famous magazines such as the GQ. Tell me a little bit more about that. How did you approach that, and what is the background of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were lucky, when we launched on Kickstarter, we had a couple of press outlets pick up on the brand, right? As you can imagine, being this innovative product for, at the time, men's yoga, but we've really expanded beyond that. But we got into a few outlets, Lux Digital, for example, SCMP was another one we got into. And they basically heard about us through a friend that we had who runs a PR company. So he helped us get into some of these news outlets. And then funny enough, GQ came along, and sometime in, I think, Q1 of 2020, they found us, and they were just looking at our Instagram, where we had a very low following, maybe 1,000 followers. And they said, hey, you guys look like a really interesting startup brand for men. We've got a high viewership that seems interested in your audience. And so they actually approached us. And so they offered us a 3-month slot in their magazine for, I think it was March, April, May. And they voted us the #1 product for the modern man. And mind you, this was GQ UK specifically. but that was great. It's interesting, right? Because we thought it would lead to tons of sales. It didn't necessarily translate to tons of sales, but where it did translate was that social proof. So being able to use their logo on our website and emails,
Absolutely,
I think it's highly valuable to founders to have that social proof on your website.
Credentials, and trust logos. So it gives trust, and that certainly has some effect on the conversion rate overall. Then when people see that, that's really amazing. Cool. So now I'm also curious, what have you tried in terms of different, let's say, promotions? You're getting customers into your brand. You have existing customers there. How do you run promotions? Like, do you try different offers and different terms to them? Like what works there? What didn't work in terms of your bundles and offers and so forth?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we tend to offer discounts like many of the big name brands around the holidays. So not every holiday, but some of the mainstream holidays. Of course, Black Friday for an e-commerce brand, it's really critical to have a strategy leading up to that day, and really that long weekend, leading into Cyber Monday. So that's probably the most important one for us to really drive product. And now that we're going to have products number 3 and 4 in the coming 6 to 12 months, and eventually 5 to 10 over the next couple of years, we have to have even a more instrumental methodology, leading up to that day. So we're really excited for that. Outside of that, we tend to do the typical, Christmas and 4th of July holidays. We'll do some sort of discount. We do Veterans Day. We're a US based brand typically. So, US holidays are definitely really important to our customers for the most part, given 80% plus of our customers are based in the States. And then outside of that, sometimes we'll run a flash sale. So keep your eyes open for this flash sale that might come up in the next couple of months. And these flash sales are really just to drive awareness of the brand, get people excited. We do some local pop-ups, at different cities in the States, in the US. So keep an eye out for that as well in the coming months. But otherwise, we tend to offer a discount on an ongoing basis for anyone who signs up to our newsletter, right? So we want to really activate our customers into the community itself. It's really important to us to drive community, enhance community engagement and involvement, getting into health and fitness, not just wearing the apparel, but being part of something bigger, right? And helping the fellow man and woman stay healthy, get fit, and focus on longevity.
Can you talk a little bit about that part? That's actually super interesting. When you have that community aspect, that is something that we if you can share. Is that with a Facebook group, or what do you do in order to?
We do it in a few different ways, Marco. So we have one of the largest men's yoga communities on Facebook. We're approaching 6,000 members, right? Which is
that's amazing.
Quite large. And people are very active in there. They engage with each other, and that's just free, right? Anyone can join that. Obviously, we need to approve you, but we're not going to disprove you. So just request it. So that's one way. And then we do a monthly community event that we call Yin and Yang. And we actually pick a different topic that's chosen by our customers who are on our email list. We've done topics like nutrition for men. We have done, yoga for lower back pain. We have done mental health and emotional intelligence for men in terms of how they handle, let's say, difficult relationships in their family life or in their work life, those types of things. So it's a free hour and a half long event where you hop on a Zoom call with us. We usually get, anywhere from 20 to 50 people that join, and that's just a free community event. Evan and I are there. We bring in a KOL or a celebrity guest to talk about something. So that's another way we focus on community. And then we have a newsletter where we push out once a month value add content to our customer base. And in general, we're looking to do more in-person events now that COVID seems to have died down a bit. We're looking to do a lot more events in person. Like Evan said, the pop-ups we're planning across the United States and some other select countries and cities. So that's really how we've driven community so far.
No, that sounds all really, really great. And I will certainly make sure to link that all down in the description then that the people can check that out if you guys are okay with that. Because I think that not that many brands are so community focused as you are, and there's much to learn actually. Yeah, but I slowly want to wrap things up a little bit in terms of talking about those marketing tactics and whatnot. Um, there's a lot of things that you guys learned across along this whole journey, and it's not always easy to do that on your own. I wanted to ask you what kind of, and you mentioned you joined an accelerator, for example, what kind of resources, courses, communities, where are you part of to get e-commerce knowledge, product sourcing knowledge, marketing knowledge? Yeah, is there anything that you can share here with the audience?
100%. I think the most important element of learning is the continuation. So always be ready to learn something new, stay ahead of the trends, and educate as you go. So Ro and I are big fans of learning and education. So as we've started this, process to build this e-commerce brand, Brutal Buddha, we've always been, looking at every 2 to 3 months, incorporating some sort of new learning for us, whether it's, going through an emotional intelligence course to help us figure out how we can engage with each other and our audience even better, right? And become the best business owners possible. Or if it's something a bit more tangible, like, digital marketing, Facebook ads, for example, even TikTok ads, it's something that we've both been heads down, learning. So some of the programs we started with in the very beginning, one was called EC Accelerate. So Enter China was the initial name, and EC Accelerate is a program that helps people like us who are first or second time entrepreneurs, especially in a physical product e-commerce business, learn how to launch, right? Learn how to build a 3D rendering, survey customers, get out of the building, so to speak, as Steve Blank says, and go do customer interviews. So there's so much that you can learn along the road of an accelerator program like that. Some other learnings have been through podcasts, so we tend to listen to a lot of podcasts. We both have our own, individual preferences for who we listen to.
Do you have any specifics? Really important.
Yeah, Tim Ferriss is great. There's a few out there that we both like. I'll let Ro talk to his a little bit, but I think the most important thing is continuing to stay ahead of the trends, right? Ahead of the curve. So we've been heads down trying to understand TikTok marketing, just given so many of our customers are moving to that space. Our target demographic is on TikTok. But yeah, so there's a few programs. Yeah. Do you have any favorite podcasts that you like, or any favorite books lately?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot. I'm always reading books about, product-based businesses, growth marketing. I have been following a guy recently called Nick Sharma, who has a really good podcast and also a free newsletter he sends out every Sunday. He owns he's an investor in a bunch of brands, Sharma brands. One of our friends actually is one of the brands, Sniff, that I think he invested in. So he's a guy I like to follow. He's got really good knowledge. I think every e-commerce founder out there is trying to figure out, in a world without the data of iOS that happened last summer, people have to get crafty. And so Evan and I are really trying to figure out ways to create desire for Brutal Buddha. We're a premium product. And so one of the things we learned is we're not really an impulse buy. So what we need to do is we need to educate the consumer over many, many months why they need our product. And we got to hit them kind of at multiple angles and really focus on the benefits of the product. And so, and then really just our friends, right? We easily have 30 friends who have started e-commerce brands, from, Woody's sunglasses to, Vincero watches to a bunch of other companies. So we're always talking to them, what's working for them. And, what works for a 6-figure brand is not necessarily going to work for a 7-figure brand or an 8-figure brand. So, we're essentially always learning.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. A lot of gold nuggets here. Thank you for sharing. Especially, spending time with like-minded in communities that people have the same or similar goals. That's super valuable, and glad that you found your crowd. So for Brutal Buddha and for you guys, what are the next steps? What are you trying to plan next? You already mentioned it. TikTok might be one marketing channel that you're looking into. Are there other strategic goals that you're trying to accomplish with that brand, or yeah?
Absolutely. Well, as we approach a seven-figure brand, and quickly, we've recognized that we need to focus on execution as it relates to product development, innovation. So many of our customers want to see joggers, and they're also interested in other apparel and other accessories. So we need to quickly test and validate in the market and roll out these new products. So we'll most likely do a crowdfunding, so probably another Kickstarter end of September this year. And that'll focus on the innovative joggers, so long pants instead of the shorts, which will still incorporate, something similar, if not identical, to the package protector. So TBD there. We're kind of finalizing the steps to determine how we'll build that product. So keep your eyes open for that. Outside of physical product space, we're also looking to enhance the community. So we'll probably be doing a bit more around these yin and yang monthly webcasts. So we'll engage more on TikTok and even, communities like Twitter and YouTube, Pinterest, and even Reddit. So that's one that, many of our customers are migrating to, is Reddit. So outside of social media, we'll continue to engage with our customers as much as possible. I think in person will be huge. So as Ro and I look to do some pop-ups across the United States, we'll meet some customers face-to-face. We've already met at least 3 or 4 dozen of them face-to-face. So that's been really cool to build that community. But outside of that, the future for Brutal Buddha is bright, right? There's so much we could be doing in the way of new technologies, ways to enhance fabric technology in itself. And then, of course, far future, there's things like the metaverse and breathe to earn, fit to earn, move to earn. So many ways we can compensate and incentivize our community to really stay fit and focus on preventative healthcare and longevity. And then lastly, I'll say we're going to move into women's clothing and accessories as well over the next couple of years. So keep an eye out for that as well.
Okay, wow, those are a lot of new angles. I'm very excited to see the new product and the pop-up market that you mentioned. So for the audience or for people who might be interested in following you guys, and they also want to learn about more about your flash sale, they want to maybe visit you in person in this while you're doing those pop-up sales, how can they connect with you? How can they find you? I will definitely have a link to the group as well, to the community. And what are the best channels to reach you guys?
Yeah, so our email is team@brutalbuddhagear.com. And that's probably the easiest way to reach us. We also have an Instagram account. It's just brutal_Buddha. And I'm sure you can put the spelling in the links. So that's another good way. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously we love to speak to customers over video, eventually in person. So we have a Calendly as well. It's just calendly.com/brutalbuddha. And you can schedule a 30-minute slot with us, whether you're a customer, potential customer, or potential partner that feels, we can help each other. So I would say those are the best ways. And then, we've got a TikTok and Pinterest and everything else. But those 3 are probably the 3 best ways to contact us.
That's amazing. Guys, it was a big pleasure for me to have you on the show. A lot of great value adds here. So really appreciate your time. And I wish you all the best in the future.
Yeah, the pleasure was ours. The best birthday gift I could ask for.
Thanks Marco.
Namaste.
Namaste, Brutal.